and gray, blue besides, clouds are stalking islands in the sun. I wish I could buy one, but don't hesitate, 'cause your love won't wait. Ooh, baby, I love your way every day. I wanna be with you night and day.
Hello there and welcome to my channel. My name is Doug and I'm back with another fountain pen review. Today we're going to look at a pen that was very popular when it was first released. This is the Fuliwen 017. It has a beautiful acrylic resin and a large number 6 nib. It comes in a number of different variations, some of which sold out very quickly. The pen was highly rated by both Chris at Pen Talk and Kathy at Gadget Stop 123. However, I hesitated in ordering, and my favorite version, the Blue Danube, disappeared. I finally found it in stock again around mid-April. Now that it is almost July, I finally have it in my hot little hands, so let's take a good look at it right now. Well, here we are with the unboxing for the Fuliwen 017. This parcel arrived today, and I ordered it April 17th. Speedy Express. Let's take a look. Nice roll. There we go. Well, at first glance, even without taking the condom off, I'm impressed.
I like big things. The size of them impresses me. Just give me plenty. Forget about the quality.
The chatoyancy is much better than I expected. And there it is. The Fuliwen number 6 size, medium nib. Very nice section, very nice thickness. I waited to order this. Everybody else was ordering this, and they were all talking about how great it is. And I kind of held off thinking that I wouldn't like this section. But I think I was wrong. Interesting that it's not completely finished. First glance, I'm very impressed with it. Does it post? Yeah, it posts, but it's too big to post. So, we'll clean this out and put some ink in it and come back and do a review. Okay, we are back with the Fuliwen 017 in the color Blue Danube. I've inked it up and I've written with it for just over a week now. When I first inked this pen, I used KWZ Sheen Machine. The pen skipped badly and hard started constantly. I cleaned it out and soaked the nib and feed overnight in dish soap and water, and re-inked the pen with Iroshizuku Konpeki. I thought the problems with the ink flow might be the feed not being cleaned thoroughly enough. I'd run some soapy water through it briefly, but it might not have cleaned completely. I also thought that a freer flowing ink might help, and Konpeki is an extremely well-behaved ink. Whatever it was, the pen now writes beautifully, as we shall see. What I'd like to do today is go over the parts and features of this pen, show some size comparisons, provide some measurements, and then do a writing sample. And stay tuned after the writing sample, where I'll discuss what I like and what I don't like so much about this pen. The first prominent feature of this pen is its incredibly beautiful resin. This is called Blue Danube, but it is, or was, available in finishes called Starry Night and Harbor Sunset. I thought this was the prettiest of the three. Here's the Etsy sale. This acrylic has wonderful swirls of deep blue, purple, teal, and a light pink, which are really, really amazing with their depth and chatoyance. This is just artificial light here, but boy, when you get this in the sunlight, it's quite amazing.
Blinded by the light, wrapped up like a deuce, another runner in the night.
It is also extremely well polished. It's very, very shiny. There is no clip and no external hardware. I'll talk about this snake in a moment.
As for Harry, I'm the guy with a snake on his face. I love you.
The rounded cap tapers up to a small, almost non-existent step down to the barrel, which tapers down smoothly to another rounded and polished end. The overall shape is very pleasing and relatively thick. The cap unscrews with about 2 1/4 turns to reveal a section made of the same wonderful acrylic and a number 6 size steel nib. The nib is a typical Fuliwen number 6 size with scroll work, the Fuliwen logo right there, and Fuliwen written with an M for medium. And there's the plastic feed. The nib and feed are in a collar that unscrews from the section, and the nib and feed can be pulled fairly easily from the collar as well. Nib swapping will be fairly easy with this pen. The section is a tapered barrel with a large flare at the one end. Looking inside the cap, we see that there's no liner. There we go. There's no liner in there at all. But we also see a lack of finish. One of the first things I noticed about this pen in photos, and when I first opened this cap on this one, there are parts of the acrylic that aren't as finished as nicely. Like right here, just where that step down to the section is. You can see it sort of looks cloudy or chalky. And this isn't even as bad as it was, because I've already taken some micro mesh to that to polish it up a little bit more. The cap posts deeply and securely, but it makes the pen too long and back-weighted for anything other than some quick notes. Unposted, the pen feels really comfortable, and this is a thick pen, very substantial in the hand. There is no clip, as I mentioned, but some snake roll stops were offered as part of the listing. I didn't actually buy this snake clip from that listing, but I bought this black snake on eBay for my Pen BBS 323. It's actually what they call an adjustable snake ring. And I think I got it for 99 cents. It fits this pen perfectly. The barrel unscrews to reveal an included cartridge converter. The converter is unbranded. The back of the section is metal and screws directly into that collar assembly. So when you take that metal part off and unscrew the nib collar, you end up with just a single piece of acrylic in this section. With that metal there will be no eyedroppering of this pen. And now let's look at some size comparisons. Okay, here we are with the Fuliwen 017, and this is a Fuliwen Ancient Civilizations, the biggest fountain pen I own, a gift from Joel Terrell. Thank you, Joel. And here's the largest Jinhao I have. This is the Jinhao 159. And here is a very large pen. This is the Picasso 975. And here's the large Moonman. This is the Moonman M6. Now let's take a look at them posted. And here they are posted. You can see there are 5 very large pens. I wouldn't write with any of these pens posted. They make them super long. And the Picasso wouldn't even stay in the stand because it was so heavily back-weighted by that cap. But beautiful pens. Now let's look at some measurements, and I'll be back with a writing sample. we're back with the writing portion of the review. This is Clairefontaine 90 GSM paper, and this is the Fuliwen .017, and it has a medium steel nib, and it is Blue Danube. And the ink today is Iroshizuku Konpeki. Here's the test card for the Konpeki. And here it is with Robert Oster Rinse and Robert Oster Bass Straight. Those are a little bit greener than the Konpeki. I think that has something to do with fish. I might be wrong. Let's check the wetness. This is a substantially wet pen, and it lays down a line that is, well, slightly thicker than medium. It might be how much ink it lays down, but it feels very, very thick. As to line variation, that's no pressure. That's a little bit of pressure. You see it railroaded a bit there. Yeah, you're not going to get any line variation out of this very stiff nib. Let's listen to it write. It's very, very smooth, very wet, and just very glossy. It's just really, really a joy to write with. And reverse writing, it's a lot scratchier, but it actually does keep up, and you get a much thinner line out of the reverse. And some quick writing. As you can see, it's keeping up very nicely. You can see there's a few hard starts on some downstrokes, and I'll talk about that in a moment. So, what do I like and what do I not like so much about this fountain pen? Well, first and foremost, this is just a plain freaking gorgeous acrylic resin. Just look at it.
Well, look at them.
And next, this is a girthy but lightweight pen. I love the feel of this pen in my hand. I think I've grown accustomed to a girthier pen since I've been writing almost every day with my Moonman M800 Galaxy. And it isn't just the girth of the pen, but the comfort of that grip and how that grip feels in your hand. My other favorite pen is my Pilot E95S, and it is anything but girthy, but it's just as comfortable to write with for long periods of time as the 017 is. Another way a pen becomes a favorite, of course, is how well the nib writes. Like, duh. If the nib is smooth and wet and forgiving without skips or hard starts, it's a winner. And this 017 is a winner. Once I cleaned it out properly and put in Oroshizuku ink, it is super wet and glassy smooth. Now I did get a few skips here and there, as you can see, and they're part of the downstrokes, the top part of the downstrokes. So I'm suspecting that there's a tiny amount of baby's bottom on this nib.
Guys, I've been to the doctors. I do have a baby in my butt.
Which I'll attempt to smooth out after doing this video. Other than that, this nib is perfect. Which brings me to another thing I like about this pen. The easy way with which you can exchange a number 6 size nib. Fuliwen, Jinhao, Yovo, Nimosine, Bach, Schmidt, what have you. You can put any nib you want, number 6 size, in this pen, because the nib comes out, the feed comes out, the nib collar comes out, all very, very easily. And that's another nice thing too. It all comes apart so easily and goes back together so easily. It's really easy to clean and maintain. So my dislikes are just a few. The section threads, inside and out, should have the same kind of polish as the outside of that barrel. And it's very dull right there. And you can see I haven't touched this bit here and show you how that looks kind of chalky inside those threads. Well, that's how that bit looked right there before I polished it a bit. But you can see inside the barrel and inside the section, it's got that chalky, unfinished kind of look. And I don't think that's just a one-off problem with this particular pen. Every photo or video review I've seen of this pen shows the same lack of polish in these areas. The other concern is the lack of a cap liner. I can see how they bored out the cap during the acrylic turning on the lathe with various straight bits in steps. I bet it wouldn't be that difficult to make one of those steps the same diameter as the end of this section and have it stop right at the spot inside the cap where the cap meets the section to seal the cap. Pen BBS does it all the time. And while you're at it, why not replace the only piece of metal on the entire pen other than the nib itself, and you've got an eyedropper with a humongous ink supply. But overall, I agree with Chris and Kathy that this is one amazing fountain pen for around 30 bucks. No wonder they were snapped up so quickly. And there you have it. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, and don't forget to ring that bell to get instant notifications whenever a new video is posted. And that just leaves it for me to say, thank you for watching. And that's all she wrote.